Hi everyone, this is April. Welcome to Ask Vinnie Thompson daily Zoom meetings. Today we'll talk about real estate. And if you are moving to the Carolinas, we have a special guest, Mr. Lorenza Boone, to talk more about the topic. So Vinnie, take it away.
Hey! All right. Yeah, so today's topic is do you want to move to the Carolinas? And it's really a lot bigger than that, speaks that I have on for today. And when I thought about moving, I thought about my growth in real estate. There was no other person I could call besides Lorenza Boone. I'm going to say in New York, the Carolinas is a part of what I deem a lucky seven, where people want to move to, right? North Carolina and South Carolina. Many people have their roots from there. We went once upon a time from the south to the north, and now everybody's going back to the south. So I said, wow. I said, I know so many Keller Williams agents around the country, right? And we have such a great connection. Why not start interviewing, agents, so people can get direct, a connection. You may say, why Lorenza Boone? I was newer in Keller Williams and newer in my career. This gentleman gave me so much guidance. We talked about that earlier. And encouraged me to join management, join the ALC, do more speaking engagement and put myself out there. And at the time, Lorenza, I believed that I didn't believe. You gave me lots of confirmation that I can get it done. And what seemed like was just not so long ago, through people like yourself believing in me and the people we know, I feel like I've grown a lot because of people like yourself. And, you have an idea what that did for me, in my career and the confidence. Someone sees something in you that you can do it. Sometimes you don't see it in yourself. So, and you're a phenomenal agent. You're a giver. You definitely have the culture that embodies Keller Williams' overall good guy. And wow. I'll stop running my mouth, and I'll let you talk more about who you are and what you do. Lorenza Boone, everybody.
All right, awesome. Hey, Vinny, thank you so much. So, for those of you guys, my name is Lorenza Boone. I am a real estate professional here in Charlotte, serving both North and South Carolina, and have been doing so since 2004. Now, what Vinny was alluding to just a little while ago was that, I see leadership and I see greatness, and I was so compelled. I said, I got to tell this brother about himself. So, and the reason why I did so is because somebody did it for me.
Right.
And when they did it for me, I made a promise to always pay it forward. And those people that did it for me, for one, I would definitely tell you that Mo Anderson is probably one of the most influential people who birthed that culture into me at such an early age. And I took a class called Quantum Leap when I was like 24, 25 years old. And it was such a defining moment for me that it put me on the path to where I'm at today at 40 years old. So, so Mo, if you're out there, thank you. And to my operating principal, Brenda Benson, is another vital and very important person who has just birthed so many ideas and principles in me, and especially from a leadership perspective. And Chip, the whole entire agents at Keller Williams, Gary Keller, the co-founder of KW, and most of all, man, my family. My family has been they've been challenging sometimes, but they've been my biggest cheerleaders, and especially my my precious little girl, Lauren, my 6-year-old. I've started working on her, teaching her how to start selling her Barbie houses for real estate. So she
Over
may
asking.
she may take out her father. So I tell you, man, it's been an incredible journey that we've been on, and we just not getting started. Even 16 years in the game, we feel like we're just not getting started. And even in this particular climate that we're in with COVID-19, we are very optimistic. We are poised to help our customers navigate through these um, uncertain waters that we're in, and we just have the full faith and confidence that that we're going to navigate, and we're just going to power through this period of uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We will survive, that's for sure. And
Absolutely.
thrive.
And thrive. And I tell you, man, it's like, and I know that you can probably agree. I know that you can agree with me. When, especially what you guys are going through in the state of New York,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not a servant and if you don't have the servant heart, could you imagine what it would look like for you right now? Like you wouldn't have the motivation.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have the passion that is continuing to power your business today, even in the quarantine circumstances.
That's right.
We have just shifted the way that we do business, but we still do it from a caring and compassionate perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And because of so, these acts of kindness are showing up. And that's why I said, like, even to be able to help out the disabled veteran and to be able to help, sometimes we're able to maybe pick up some toiletries for the elderly, just do it while we're out and about. And in the long run, people remember that you're a real estate professional. They remember how you made them feel, even if it wasn't a business transaction. They just remember that, that we do it from our heart. And we do it from a place of love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell me a little bit, man, about the market, man. I'm in New York, right? I'm ready to go. This is past us or in front of us or the middle of it. And I want to change the lifestyle. I want some, so I want a suburban lifestyle. I want to move. What should someone be considering if they want to go to the Carolinas?
Let me share with you my connections with New York. So I was born and raised in Roseboro, North Carolina, which is southeastern North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And my family, like lots of other families, a lot of my aunts and uncles migrated to the north in the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent so many summers there on Rogers, at the corner of Rogers and Lefferts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm.
And I remember Sterling and my family are all members of First Baptist Crown Heights there in Brooklyn, New York. And I remember the former pastor was Reverend Clarence Norman. So I've spent so many summers there working with my uncle there in Brooklyn, and I have an aunt that lives up off of Atlantic Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I know the streets. I know the concrete jungle just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I have some family there in Manhattan. Then we have some more family up in Newburgh, New York, and Poughkeepsie. So our market, the Charlotte market. So yes, Benny, you mentioned earlier that there's a great migration.
Mm-hmm.
So many people moving from the north back as I would call them, they're coming back home.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, a lot of my aunts and uncles, well, they are now baby boomers and returning back home for retirement. So North Carolina is the 10th largest state, and Charlotte is the 17th largest city in the country, and it is the largest city in North Carolina. Charlotte also borders South Carolina, so we service both Carolinas, both North and South Carolina. We service Charlotte, Fort Mill, Indian Land, South Carolina, Rock Hill, Chester, South Carolina, Lancaster, um, and we service 7 counties surrounding the Charlotte metro area. Charlotte metro has a little less than 1 million people in the metropolitan area, and the region consists of 7 other counties that all surround Charlotte. So Charlotte, man, we are growing leaps and bounds. And actually, a lot of people don't realize that Charlotte is the second largest banking capital, right behind New York. So we have 9 banks headquartered here in Charlotte. And it is probably one of our largest, the banking industry is one of our largest employers here in Charlotte. So with that being said, our local market current has not stopped, because here locally, because we're a big banking city, we have not really experienced a lot of layoffs.
Right.
Because a lot of the bank employees were already working from home.
Right.
And we all know that banking is essential to keeping the country going. So the city of Charlotte has, although it's quarantined, our economy is still very fluid at this particular moment. Another one of our largest employers is actually the healthcare industry. So a lot of the state's major hospitals, when it comes down to cancer research, is located here in Charlotte. And and I explained to my agents, there's that constant rate of sale that is always ongoing in any real estate market. You know, we're always going to have someone that's looking to relocate. We're always probably going to have a divorce situation. We're always going to have someone unfortunately passing away that needs to sell real estate. So there's always going to be a constant variable. What we're seeing is that the client, the particular type of client, has changed in our local market here.
Well, you mean buyer or seller?
Well, both. It's affecting both the buyer and the seller. It's affecting the buyer, meaning that lenders are scrutinizing the buyer a lot more, meaning that stable employment is very important. Stable employment, most of the lenders have increased their credit score requirements. And it does make sense. You know, if we have, I think I watched the news today, I think 42 million people file for unemployment. Obviously, lenders are going to be a lot more cautious when it comes down to lending. However, they are still lending.
Right.
So that's how it has affected the buyer, meaning that we are looking for our most ready, willing, and able buyer, meaning that you can't really be out here kicking tires in this particular market. How it has affected our sellers, well, our sellers are still able to sell their properties. However, I'm beginning to see contracts be a lot more creative, meaning that, hey, I wasn't able to physically preview your home. I'm willing to buy your home. However, there's going to be a contingency on that contract. Contingencies. We're seeing maybe perhaps because of attorneys and title companies working remotely. We're seeing maybe that the closing time frame is a little bit longer versus our, in a normal market, we definitely could close our transactions in under 30 days or
Right.
less. So we're just seeing that the transaction time frame to go from start to finish has increased um, by a few days, not by much, but just by a few days, just to give enough working capital to get the deals done. So, so if I had to give any advice for anyone that's looking to buy in our area, for one, be committed, be serious, and to buy now while people are still kind of on the fence, meaning
Right.
that right now, because we do have because Charlotte and the Carolinas, before COVID-19 happened, we had a 2-month supply of inventory of homes. We still have a housing shortage. And actually some of the sellers who may not have been quite as motivated to sell has removed their homes off of the market. So now the inventory levels are even more tighter. So I would encourage a buyer today, buy today. Don't wait.
So let me ask you a question. I'm coming from New York, either on one or two things, right? I want to downsize, quite possibly, or a lot of my buyers, they're well-meaning people. They just can't meet the demand financially for what it requires to buy a home. And they may want to relocate, right? Get more for your money, have a better neighborhood. I'm a New Yorker. I'm going to tell you, it is expensive and it's tough. What kind of price point, if I had like from a starter home to mid-level home, could I expect in the Carolinas in general? Like, from lowest, like mid-level.
So let me just paint a picture for the people of New York, and I'm also going to include the people of New Jersey as well, because I'm going to share a personal testimonial from someone who moved from Union County, New Jersey, which is not far from where you are, Benny. But just kind of paint a picture for what they were able to do. They were able to sell their home in New Jersey. Moved to the Carolinas. I sold them a 5-bedroom house on a 1/4 acre land. It had a full bedroom, a full bath on the main level. 3,800 square feet, almost 4,000 square feet, a 3-car garage for $380,000.
Okay.
And what we were able to do for them was that we were able to take the proceeds from the sale in New Jersey. I got them a 15-year mortgage. I also situated their mortgage payment is only $1,200 a month off of $382,000 purchase price. We paid off all their vehicles with the proceeds. And even in today's climate, they are able to pay for their housing, food, utilities, all off of their retirement.
Okay.
So that's what we're able to do for the people, the great state of New York. If you're looking at coming back home to the Carolinas, what I call that Southern living, to experience all 4 climates, spring, summer, winter, and fall.
Right.
We are so centrally located. We're about 2.5 hours away from the beach, and we're about 2.5 hours away from the mountains. and it's just gorgeous here. I tell you, man, it's just today it's been raining, but the grass is green, the
Mm-hmm.
trees are beautiful. Um, Now, one thing we got to work on, we can't drive that well.
Okay.
But I'm hoping if we have enough transplants come down from your state, we'll
Yeah.
all get better.
Right. Right. At least you admitted that.
Yeah.
And how about in some of the lower price points? It's, more of a first time home buyer, not so much an upgrade. What
Well,
can you expect? I know they can't be maybe as close to the main city center, but
so our median price point is probably going to be around, not probably, but our median price is $270,000 and growing.
mhm.
Um, yes, you can buy something cheaper than 270, but that is the average of that's going to be your average when it comes down to new construction,
Mhm.
uh, to some pre-existing homes, depending on the location. But we're seeing a median price point around about 270. Now, what we are seeing is that we are trending because we do offer um, because we do have great jobs, great
Mhm.
climate, affordable living. We're beginning to see a mass migration from the north. We're
Mhm.
beginning to see a lot of people come back up from Florida who are trying
Yeah,
to get a little bit closer to their families in New York, and they're coming halfway, so they stopping in Charlotte.
that's right.
All those halfbackers.
That's right.
So we have a
That's
lot
right.
of people come back up from Florida, and we have a lot of people come who are being relocated even from out west,
Mhm.
because we are trending to be a big technology area as well. So we're beginning to see people from Google and all kinds of tech industries begin to relocate here in our area. So, and with that being said, we are gradually growing in price. So, you know, we we're growing, and it's still affordable
Right.
if you buy today.
Right. That's right.
If you buy today, and
Right.
um, and I predict that our market is going to be, and our market is going to experience a lot of growth between now and the next 5 years.
Right. Right. All right. Look, man. Like I said, I got the cheaper version of
Mhm.
Zoom. We only have 40 minutes total. We got about maybe 2 minutes left. Uh, you spoke about the jobs. You spoke about the housing market. Just real briefly, the weather obviously is nicer than here. Uh, what about the schools and what other amenities like entertainment can you expect? Schools and entertainment, can you discuss like in 2 minutes? I've been there and I saw it, I liked it, but I want you to see it. What can you say?
Charlotte and North Carolina as a whole is renowned for their education. I mean, some of the best schools that are located. I'm impartial to UNC Chapel Hill.
Mhm.
However, Duke University is also located here. UNC Charlotte is located here. Queen's
Mhm.
University. Johnson C. Smith University, which is the first African American university in the whole entire country, is
Mhm.
located here
Mhm.
in the heart of Charlotte. Um, so education is very important to the people of North Carolina and Charlotte. The
Mhm.
Research Triangle area is located near like the Raleigh Durham Chapel Hill, which houses people of every educational background, and then we also have a biotech research center here that's located up in Concord, which is up in North Charlotte. Um, so Charlotte has so much to offer. Right now, what the big thing is that our light rail transit system is being installed. It's about 12 years old. And so we are preparing for mass transit for the next decade. So we know that we're growing, and we know that we have to improve our roads and improve our transportation. So our local leadership has been phenomenal with just improving our transportation. And you fly in and out of Charlotte all the time, so you know we have a
Good.
fantastic airport, and it's been
Absolutely.
expanded as we speak. So it's just a great place to live. I moved here back in 2001, and it didn't take much for me to call it home as soon as I
Good.
got here. So we look forward to working with all of your referral business that you're going to be sending us from your area, and we look
Great.
forward to just to reciprocate and
Mhm.
to continue to grow professionally together.
Absolutely. Lorenza, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. As usual, a gentleman and a scholar
Mhm.
full of knowledge. Thank you
The
for your
pleasure
time.
was mine. Thank you so much.
Be well.
All right.
We're not. All right.